All of this time, I can't believe I couldn't see. Kept in the dark, but you were there in front of me. Bring me to life, Planeswalkers. Theoric 6 back for some more Magic the Gathering Arena. Be sure to head over to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. 1, it's a good deal. 2, it helps support the channel. And 3, until July 15th, when you enter my promo code, you'll be entered in to win a good old-fashioned giveaway of a Core Set 2020 booster box. It's fantastic. Links in the description for all of the details on how you can go about winning the booster box. But for right now, we're going to play a Reanimator deck. I named it Herbert West Reanimator. Fucking Lovecraft, man. Good old camera just doesn't like when I do anything. So this deck, essentially, I actually played against this deck a while ago, but in my video yesterday, I asked if there are any decks that people were like, hey, you haven't played this? Try it out. Jesse was like, hey, Pig God Reanimator. So, hey, Jesse, play Pig God Reanimator. This is what I came up with. I saw a few different lists online, and they definitely had certain things in common. I actually upped the number of Pelakka Wurms greatly because Pelakka Wurm is the best. Don't know if you knew this, but it gains your life and draws you cards. Fantastic. But we have 3 Shivan Fires in the deck. Nice early game removal, as well as something that we can use in the mid game if we need to deal with something a slightly bit larger. You could theoretically use Shock. However, I don't need the reach necessarily. I just need to be able to kill creatures and not die, so that's why I decided to go with Shivan Fire, because it has a little bit more utility than Shock. For Rix Maadi Revelers, this is kind of the card that makes this deck really decent. You can go ahead and use this card as a decent bear, and you can dump one of your big Chungai in there and try and draw towards your Bond Revival. What's also nice is that in like the later portions of the game, if you really just need to cry the Carnarium or Ritual of Soot, you can go ahead and discard anything and hope to get one of those. Obviously, since we're only running 4 of those, it's not always going to happen, but it's something that you can do. Tormenting Voice, very similarly. Is it the only art we have for Tormenting Voice right now? That sucks. It's like one of the worst arts. No offense, Sarkin, but not good. Essentially, this is just another Rix Maadi Reveler. We have to discard a card, and we draw 2 cards. The second card is like the replacement for Reveler. But this is just another way to try and dig for your Bond Revival while binning some of your larger guys. As I said, 2 Cry the Carnariums and 2 Ritual of Soot. This deck is a deck that needs to get to the big Chungus point, and until then, we are relatively vulnerable to aggro decks. So we want to have some sort of countermeasures of dealing with those decks. We have 3 Honor the God-Pharaohs. This is very similar to Tormenting Voice, except for the fact that it costs 1 more mana, but we get an Amass token, and the Amass token can be pretty helpful at just blocking, right? It is going to be something that, even if it's just for a single turn, that 1 chump could save us. For Bedevils, it's removal. It hits all the things that we care about. Okay, it doesn't hit enchantments, but who cares? 1 Rhythm of the Wild. This is a card that I didn't see like any other list running, but I really like the idea of playing Rhythm of the Wild in a deck like this, where 1, it gives your creature spells the ability to not be countered, and being able to give your big Chungai haste is very helpful against specifically the control deck, right? A control deck is not necessarily going to have a bunch of stuff to counter your things, so by the time you want to be playing these cards, they're going to have built up a bunch of these counter spells. So I figured I wanted a way main deck, even though it's just a 1-of, to deal with the control decks if I come up against them. For Bond Revival, this is the Revival card. There are some interesting cards in Core Set 2020 that make me think that maybe a dedicated Reanimator deck can actually be decent. And by decent I mean like tier 3, but whatever. Return a creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. That's about it. What's really nice is that the templating of this card actually matters a bunch, right? It gains haste until your next turn, and you might be saying, why not just give it haste? The reason is, if someone steals your creature, they can't immediately attack with it, right? If they just had it gain haste indefinitely, then if your opponent stole it, typically with steal effects, not typically, unless they say otherwise, when you gain control of a creature, it once again has Summoning Sickness. Essentially, Summoning Sickness is all about, like, if you've controlled it for, like, a real turn since, like, the beginning, whatever. But notably, this does not give it haste indefinitely, which means that you can't be smacked in the face with something that you reanimated, which is very helpful. Then our main cards are Ilharg, the Raze-Boar. Fantastic way to just cheat out even more fatties, and Pelakka Wurm. And as I said a little bit earlier, Pelakka Wurm is just great, and the reason it's great is because it gains you 7 life, which is very, very impactful against these aggro decks. Unfortunately, it doesn't always matter because mono blue is stupid, and I'll tell you about that a little bit. But also, it draws a card when it dies. Of course, there's a ton of exile-based removal in this set, or in this standard, I should say, but the fact of the matter is, if your opponent does kill this with normal kill spells, you're going to be able to recoup a little bit of that loss. And if it gets dead, then you can use it again with Bond Revival, which is always nice. Some of our other things we have in Etali, we have a Carnage Tyrant and we have a Ghalta. Carnage Tyrant is there essentially as just a nice threat that we can just cast against control without the need of Rhythm of the Wild and be able to actually have it resolve. Whether or not it's going to live and attack our opponent is not exactly up to us. And then Etali is just a stupid card to be able to attack with immediately with Rhythm, Bond, and Ilharg. Well, not Ilharg, sorry. But with Rhythm and Bond, you're going to be able to get this immediately, and being able to hit another like insane top deck from yours, even if your opponent isn't playing super great things, if you're able to just like play out a Pelakka Wurm, or heck, even just a Bedevil, being able to remove something before combat damage is actually dealt, it's going to be very helpful. And then a single Ghalta, because when you put Ghalta into play with Ilharg, that's a lot of trample damage coming through. That's 18 points of trample damage. Let's say your opponent's shocked once. They're at 18. They need to be able to block with something, and if they don't, they're dead. They're real dead. This is our mana base. A bit more black, like double black cards early on. So that's why we're at like mostly black cards, and the red-green is a little bit off. That is a little bit of an issue potentially for the red, because we do have red in like the very first turns, but hopefully it won't be too bad. I will talk about these sideboard cards once we play some games. I played one game with this deck. It was against Mono Blue, and I nearly won. My opponent had a stupid start. They obviously had all the counter spells. They went Spell Pierce into Essence Capture into Wizard's Retort. And I think they played another Spell Pierce. I'm not sure. But they just had the nonsense on board. I was able to resolve a Pelakka Wurm. Then I was able to resolve a second Pelakka Wurm. And the turn before I could kill my opponent, they played a Wizard, a Merfolk Trickster, tapped down one of my Pelakka Wurms. That would have been a lethal strike. And I would have lost. I had Tormenting Voice, so I discarded, trying to get a board wipe. Didn't have that, but I did draw Rix Maadi Reveler. So, knowing that the Shivan Fire in my hand wasn't sufficient to deal with their board, because they had more than 8 power, I was at 8. I was like, alright, I'm going to cast Rix Maadi Reveler. After I cast Rix Maadi Reveler, I only had 4 mana left. Unfortunately, I think I do want to pay 2 life for this, because if my opponent plays a dork, I want to kill it. Wrong dork, but sure. Oh, Cry seems helpful, so I'll go and do this. I don't need the Tormenting Voice just yet. Cry's fine. But yeah, Rix Maadi Reveler, I only had 4 mana left, and fun fact, I kind of drew a Bond Revival. So I lost. So this is cool. My opponent's doing nothing. I assume they have a card, you know, a flash-in creature that does things. I'm a little offended that I can't remember the name of this damn card. I don't think I do. I don't think I even cast this. I think I just passed the turn. Like, I assume they're holding on to a Frilled Mystic. And I don't really want to... Well, now I regret not doing that, but whatever. So we'll drop the Etali, I think. Huh, alright. Go and play this. I could play Honor the God-Pharaoh. Like, they thought about my Tormenting Voice. Oh, shoot. I tapped wrong. Because now I can't Bedevil if my opponent plays something large. Next turn I could Bond a Revival. I think I'm just going to pass. Yeah, that was an unfortunate mistap by the auto-tapper. I should have told it to tap this, but... It's very interesting. My opponent just has, like, nothing going on. I trust that, like, 0%. So I guess... What could my opponent have? I mean, I could just cast Bond of Revival and just keep casting good cards. I have zero idea what my opponent is playing. Let's go for it, sure. Hey, wow, Frilled Mystic. Who would have thought? just gonna play this tapped, I think. Not really a reason to take damage for it, and I'll just Shivan Fire. I guess what I should have done is just, like, played out the Stomping Ground and then play Carnage Tyrant. That was probably just a better move. Yeah, if they're just... Ooh. Well, no. My opponent can Field Mystic. I'm just gonna cast my Carnage Tyrant. Can't counter this. Has Hexproof. Yeah, they're just holding Field Mystics. So they have to commit something to the board. Carnage Tyrant is going to be helpful against this style of deck because, well, Hydro Crisis is annoying, but it is only for 5. And, very importantly, they tap down here. So I can play Rhythm of the Wild. Then cast Shivan Fire. I want to get rid of their Hydro Crisis, which I could do. Sure. That makes me really think that they still have a, I could... Alright, it's ballsy, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to attack like this. And if my opponent just blocks with the Crisis and the Mystic, okay, then I'm going to attempt to Shivan Fire the Mystic here. This way, I'm still playing around Spell Pierce. I don't play around Dive Down. Blink of an Eye. Sure. So that, I mean, that still does what I want, because now my opponent can't counter my creature spells. My Carnage Tyrant's still alive. I still dealt a little bit of damage to my opponent. So yeah, I think this was fine. Growth Chamber Guardian, I don't care. Because now I'm going to Ilharg. And this cannot be countered. Yeah, have fun. Dum-dum. Wow. Wow. Look at that. Haste. And I'm just going to Smork in. Growth Spiral? Why would you... Now you can't change your Growth Chamber. What? Why? I'm going to bump this guy into play. With 1/1 counter. Gain some life. Yeah, fucking get out of here with that. I'm playing Simic Flash ramp. Now I'm playing big dudes. You don't really want to get hit in the face with big dudes. I think I blinked both of my eyes because I'm trash. Cool, we did it. Oh, right, today I'm streaming. I totally forgot. It's going to be Tuesday for you all. So I'm currently streaming. Well, not currently, but at 1 p.m. GMT -5. 1 p.m. US Central. I will be streaming on Twitch, and I will be playing a lot of Bolus in Best of 3. That's the first hour. Second hour is Viewer Games. Sure, I'll keep this. And the third hour is Potpourri. It's whatever the hell I feel like. Yeah, so I think I'm Rix Maadi out one of the God-Pharaohs. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, bud. Huh, well, I still think that's what I do. Just play this out, get rid of this. And you might be saying, well, what if you're going to cry the Carnarium anyway, why do it like this? Because I don't plan on crying soon. Okay, shit. So I'm actually, yeah, I'm going to Bedevil this. It's fine. Damn it. The issue is if they play another... The issue is if they play another Primate, it's going to stalk. Because they're just going to gain life again. But I'm just going to kill this and hope they don't have another Primate. I mean, that'd be a pretty good hand if they have another Primate. If they just play some other 1/1s, then I can cry it on out. Don't you dare play Primate. I'm fine with that. Play another 1/1, you punk. Not a 1/1. But I assume my opponent's going to block this, so I'm going to go ahead and attack. Block with Snub. Ah, you coward. Huh. Is it worth crying just those 2? Possibly. Very, very possibly. I'm just not sure. I mean, this is useless, essentially, without getting to the higher mana cost. They would need 4 more things, so they would literally have to play everything out of their hand in order to get this to ascend. So I think I would rather just honor the God-Pharaoh here. Now I'm going to drop a tomb. Okay, so I even have Ritual of Soot, so we're in a even better position, because now we can just get rid of anything. Other than, so if they play Venerated Lockstone, that's going to be an issue. Fuck. Why do I have to be right? This is horseshit. Well, I'm gonna attack with the Rix Maadi Reveler. Block. Yes. And I am just going to cry here. Yeah, I get rid of 2 things, and I can Ritual of Soot later. I just want to be able to get rid of that Lockstone because it's going to be an issue later on, so being able to guarantee get rid of it. The reason I didn't attack with my 1/1 is because my opponent very well could have just blocked the 1/1, and then I wouldn't have been able to get him the same way. Here... I think I would rather Tormenting Voice. Alright, well, I'll play this. Get rid of a Summit. Okay. I'll play this, I guess. I'm just drawing a lot of lands. But now I can go ahead and Ritual. My opponent might be able to reach Ascension. I'm just going to go and block here. I'm going to block here because I think that makes my opponent less inclined to think that I have a board wipe, and hopefully they'll put stuff on the board. They don't because they're smart. I guess I can just Tormenting Voice first. The unfortunate bit is my opponent has been playing pretty well here. Yeah, I think I just do this. Just get rid of what's on the board now. Essentially restart. Fuck. Alright, well that's bad. Well, shoot. I'm dead. I need to draw exactly... Well. That was lucky. I legitimately think that I need to play out Rix Maadi here. Fantastic draw. Only the best of top decks. I am scared. I am just dead. Damn. Those damn aggro decks. I mean, I did draw a bit inordinate amount of lands off of those card draw spells, which is unfortunate, but still. God, I haven't even eaten dinner yet, and it's fucking this late already? Ugh. Gross. Oh, there have been new spoilers. I can make a spoiler video. Hell yeah. I feel like I saw on like Twitter that we were getting like all of the spoilers by the end of today. I'm apparently super wrong. Oh man, I really want to keep this, but I absolutely can't. Yeah, I can't keep this. I really want to. You know, I have a Shivan Fire. I have to look in that. Fuck you. Excuse my vulgarity. Fucking sure. No. Fucking sure. The reason I was like, yeah, fine, is because I can just use this to discard Etali, Etali be in the graveyard, Bond of Revival, yada yada yada. We're just gonna lose to a green deck. I have to bolt the bird. I can't not bolt the bird, unfortunately. Has to be done. I can't let them get super ahead on mana. Oh, they're a Bant deck. Fudge. Alright, we're going to Tormenting Voice this Etali out of here, and hope we need to draw lands. We drew 8 lands. Luckily, we can start casting, like, Bedevil, so we can kill things. Alright, opponent can play something for 4. Is it a Tameo? No. It's just a value deck. A part of me really wants to kill the Druid. And I think I'm just gonna do that. I mean, I could draw land for Ritual of Soot if they play another small creature. I don't know if this is a bounce deck or anything. I just want to get rid of their mana, right? I need to draw mana, and I need to cast my Bond Revival on my Brosif in the graveyard. My Brohan. My Brohenny. Yeah, well, unfortunate. Gonna go ahead and cast this, and I think I'm fine casting it with this mana. Yeah. And I think I dropped the Bedevil. Yeah, I think I dropped the Bedevil. That's something I'd like to see. Okay, so I can Ritual of Soot if I have to. If I top deck a land, I can go ahead and Bond a Revival. Whether or not it's going to resolve, it's definitely going to resolve. Oh, thank you. Best time to draw a fucking land. And my opponent can obviously kill it with Oketra, but I still get 2 triggers, and hopefully they're not terrible. Sacrifice a creature, search your library. I want to cast both, but I want to cast the Rix Maadi Reveler first. Oh, wait, actually. Search your library. Put that card into the battlefield. Additional counter. I don't have anything for Rix Maadi Reveler. But I could sack my thing and get a Pelakka Wurm, but I don't think that's correct. So I don't think I cast Neoform. And I don't really want to cast Rix Maadi Reveler because I have to discard. So I'm just going to decline. I assume my opponent's going to block it. Okay, they have removal in their hand. There's no way you don't kill Etali. Like, in what world? I mean, sure, I guess. Like, Etali's gonna die for sure. They're gonna die to this. I'm pretty certain that, yeah, it's just a straight up copy of God Eternal Oketra, so it is 5. 5. I can Ritual of Soot, which only gets rid of these things. I definitely need to attack. Take that. Why would you double block? Why would you ever double block? Oh, right, because it's double strike. I'm stupid. Alright, we're going to go ahead and play this. Next turn I can Ritual. Sure. We're getting a sizable army. I might just be dead, actually. If my opponent attacks with everything, I might be dead. Bugler. Sure. Oh, this is like the Bant deck that Easy Mode showed me. Pretty easy chump block, I think. How much is that? 3/8? Yeah. I kind of want the Ilharg. Although if I'm going to be casting Ritual of Soot, maybe I don't care about the Ilharg. I think I have to block like this. Bond of Revival, you say? Unfortunately, You can't cast that. And I'm actually just dead. So I would need to... So I need to actually Etali into a Ritual of Soot. I'm fairly certain that's the only way I can win here. Cry of Carnarium does not do it. If I just play Ritual of Soot, and like these die, but then I'm still contending with these three things. If it was just... Even if it was just like these, I'd be dead. So Ritual of Soot doesn't win me the game. I literally have to Bond of Revival. And I have to get Ritual of Soot or something just bonkers from their deck. Do I attack with both even? No, I guess not. Yeah, I just need something good. Tormenting Voice doesn't really cut it. It was the second... It was the fucking second card. Are you serious? Oh, no. It was the second card down. Oh, why? Oh, that would have been a fantastic... Oh, it would have been fantastic. I was so close to glory. That would have been an absolute fantastic way to survive there. Would I actually survive? I'd Etali, I'd keep that back. Etali, Ritual of Soot. Get that. I'd have... Let's say it was a Ritual of Soot. I would cast the Ritual before I cast the Paradise Druid. So I'd have two blockers. I'd be able to block both of the Oketras and not the 2/3 flyer. So it'd be down to 1. So I mean, I still wouldn't have 1, but it still would have been a fucking highlight, man. This seems good. This seems very keepable. I just need to draw lands. Obviously, put Etali into the grave. We're going to black-red. I think that says the least about our deck. Uh-oh. Gonna go ahead and... I still think we drop Etali. Yeah, I'm going to do this. Drew a land, very helpful. Next turn, I can Tormenting Voice away the Shivan Fire, but I think we might get Thought Erasure here. Which is unfortunate, but hey, people play tournament decks. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that happened. Tormenting Voice out the Shivan Fire. They might counter this, but meh. Cool, they didn't. So we have a sufficient land base to actually cast Bond of Revival on turn 5. Whether or not we get to, because of things like, I don't know, Thought Erasure, will remain to be seen. They remain to be seen. This is just such an interesting development. I am just going to pass the turn. And hold up Bedevil, essentially. I have no idea what my opponent's playing at this point. I assume they're just Dimir, or they're playing Grixis, and they just have not hit red yet. This has to be a Dimir deck. Or just a really awful, unlucky draw. I think I start with... Bond of Revival? Yeah, I'll start with Bond of Revival. Counterspell. 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 Alright, and Wrath's Content. Damn. Yeah, I should have started with Ilharg. Oh, they gave it back to me. That's fine. Alright. I lost a bit less than what I expected to lose. Interesting.
I can no longer stand by.
+1.
I've got it.
He's going to Thought Erasure me on my upkeep? Nope. Okay. I would like you to die. Actually, just 1, 2, 3. No, I have enough mana to pay for Spell Pierce. Do you have Negate? You actually have Negate. Just hurried along. Oh, okay. Sure. Very confused. Play this, I suppose. We'll play a Rix Maadi Reveler, drop a Rix Maadi Reveler. And I think the plan is to just every turn play a Chungus? Start off with the Raze-Boar? No, I'll start off with Etali, I guess. Like, my opponent shouldn't play Teferi and bounce it. Wow, they didn't even... Okay. I don't understand what my opponent's playing at. So I can cast Etali. It probably gets countered. And because it probably gets countered, I don't want Ilharg to get countered. So I'm just going to cast Etali again. Like, the Shivan Fire does pretty much nothing. The Ritual of Soot does pretty much nothing, which sucks. But, okay. Blink of an Eye again? Dreameater bouncing it. Okay. My opponent's playing a really weird version of Esper, but sure. Esper... Oh, they're playing Esper Bounce. Okay. Yeah, no, that's interesting, I suppose. That's fine. Esper Bounce. Huh. Alright, we're both playing meme-ish decks. Obviously, deck Fairy in it's probably gonna do a little bit better, but you know. Now you don't bounce my Rix Maadi. Okay, yeah, I think that was correct. I don't think they should bounce my Rix Maadi. Yeah, unfortunately, big Chungai decks like this one do very poorly against bounce. The tempo is very difficult in a deck that's looking to just play a single large creature every turn. So I'm hoping that I'm able to get to my Rhythm of the Wild. That would help immensely, being able to haste things. I think I just cast Bedevil. I want to kill the Dreameater because it's killing me, but I also want to kill Teferi. But I think my opponent's just going to fucking bounce it again. Like, I actually don't think I can win this matchup. Like period. I don't think it's possible for me. Because they're just going to bounce Teferi again. Okay, thanks, I guess. You slow trash goblin. Just gonna attack. Sure. So Pelakka Wurm would be nice. Insight, sure. I can kill this with a Shivan Fire. It's not the best, though. 41, 41. Oh, fuck you.
This isn't a fight you can win. Don't worry, I got this.
Unless you have a bounce spell, that was an incorrect attack. Or a counter spell, of course. Counter spells work too. Everybody just play so slowly. Commentary. That's what I do on this channel. Corset 2020 is looking to shake things up, maybe. Possibly. I don't know. I'm really looking forward to several different, Cool, thank you! It fucking took you damn long enough. Don't know why you did that on your turn, but whatever. Alright, so I can go ahead and play this. I could play Pelakka Wurm, but I think I just want to murderify his Dreameater. Which nicely murderfies their Teferi. And hopefully next... I'm assuming my opponent doesn't actually play counterspells. I think they're just a bounce deck. So hopefully I'll be able to actually, like, resolve my Pelakka Wurm. And that being bounced is not very detrimental. It being exiled would suck, but just being bounced wouldn't be too much of an issue. I am a little worried that they're probably playing Big Teferi. Oh, fuck, Liliana. Okay. That's frightening. Yeah, that's frightening. I'm just gonna play Pelakka Wurm. Yeah, I assume my opponent is going to -4 Liliana next turn. Wait, you're just going to kill this now? Oh, okay.
I have practiced against many foes. I am
Yeah,
just the trick for
this sucks. Oh, okay. My opponent's not playing a cool deck anymore. They're playing garbage. Play this. Gain me some life. It'll draw me a card when I have to sacrifice it. Boy, I mean, I might as well attack. Go after Liliana, I guess. They're just gonna block with their 2/2, but...
Do not ruin my dress.
Okay, well now if you -4, you're at a lower life total. You're just gonna emergency powers? Sure, make it so I can't draw cards with Narset. Why are you playing... Opponent. I understand, maybe you're new and you just copied... You're just like, oh, these are all cool cards. Smothering Tithe doesn't work with emergency powers and Narset on the field.
In a vast multiverse.
I'm dumb. What the fuck was I thinking of? Oh, no, I'm right. No, yeah, I was right the first damn time. Fucking...
Hone your prowess.
Oh, wow, another emergency powers. Do I sound super salty? I hope so. Because I hate this fucking format. Have your card right, you trash. They're gonna block this time because they want to cast emergency. I'm just done with this format. Sorry. I love this deck. This deck is really interesting. But the games are just not. Ugh. I can't wait for next Monday, so I can actually play with some cool, interesting new cards, and not the same time. Anyway, these are some of the cards that I considered for the main deck, as well as sideboard cards. The rest, there should be 4 of, because decks like the deck I just faced. Sigil Supplier, as well as Glowspore Shaman, are things that I was considering as just ways to dump things in the yard, but I preferred the Tormenting Voice and the Honor the God-Pharaoh and the Rix Maadi because they're more controlled, right? You choose what goes from your hand. And you're getting cards into your hand, right? You're drawing cards, and not just blindly throwing things in the yard. So that's why I didn't go with Sigil Supplier. If I do end up making a Reanimator deck for the event, then I'm probably going to make it more of a just dump stuff in the yard style deck because the other other reanimation spell is so decent, I think. Cast Down, Moment of Craving, very helpful against those aggressive decks. Elder Spell, this standard is stupid. Lava Coil, very helpful against those aggro and mid-range decks. Incubation Druid and Paradise Druid were cards that I was like, potential on because they do ramp us out a little bit, and we do have some high-costed cards, but I didn't feel like I needed the ramp that much. Honestly, I think that the deck just needs to have more Rhythm of the Wilds. Yeah, I think the deck just needs more Rhythm of the Wilds because fucking Counterspell's annoying, and you really want your creatures to be able to have haste, you know? Like, just casting a big dude against, like, in a situation where your opponent's just going to be able to bounce them with, like, Teferi or something is pretty debilitating for a deck like this. Honestly, I don't think the burst damage from Ghalta is important at all. I would say, you know, increase the Carnage Tyrants to at least 2. Increase Rhythm of the Wild, in my opinion, to 3. I have no idea what you take out for it. You could just make the deck a bit more linear and have less removal in the main deck, so Shivan Fires. Maybe you drop like 2 Shivan Fires, 1 Honor the God-Pharaoh, something like that. 1 or 2 of these can be moved, and then 1 or 2 of the discard and draw effects can be moved. I wouldn't really cut down on the board wipes though, but I definitely feel like the deck needs that haste that Rhythm Wild brings, right? Bond of Revival obviously gives a haste, and that's, I think, what makes this card playable. But without it, you know, we're just playing dudes from our hand. So I think upping the Rhythm Wild count is important. Fine Finality, it's a card that can like get things back if we just like aren't getting bonds and we've like discarded big dudes. And Finality is a board wipe. I actually like the idea of Find Finality. I just don't know how I would implement it into the deck as is. Journey to Eternity is fun. I really love the card, but unfortunately, this meta is full of Bounce and Exile, so not much you can do with that. Contempt, fantastic at dealing with creatures and planeswalkers. It's very possible that you should be running, like, I want to say like 1 Cry and 2 Ritual of Soot, as well as 2 Restless Contempt, but, you know, we have Bedevil already, so it's possible that Contempt just doesn't matter. Elderborn is a really fun card, but I think it's just not good enough in the style of deck where we aren't guaranteed necessarily to get full value out of it. And Final Parting is a card that I actually think is interesting in the deck, but just requires too much mana and too much setup. Final Parting would let you put a Chungus in the yard as well as put a Bond of Revival into your hand, and that can mean that the following turn you're going to be able to use it, but turn 5 you cast this, turn 6 you hopefully resolve Bond of Revival, and that's not guaranteed, so I'm like, so yeah, unfortunately, metagame's failing. But soon, so soon, so incredibly soon. I can't wait. You all should join me. I'm streaming at 1 my time, so I post this at 11, 2 hours, 3 hours, 11 to 12, 12 to 1, 2 hours, sure. Should totally check it out. I'd like to thank my loving patrons, especially Salamander, Cropton, and Rexel, for their continued support. If you'd like to join them in supporting the channel, you'll find links to that down in the description below. Or you can just press that join button. Down in the description as well will be a link to the Flipside Gaming booster box giveaway for Core Set 2020. You'll also find links to the Discord server, chat, play games, Aetherhub account, post my deck list, including this one. Words are hard. What else is in the description that is interesting? I don't think anything else. I put a ton of stuff in my description. You know what? I'm gonna plug my Instagram. If you like pictures of flowers, follow me on Instagram. I post only pictures of flowers. I have posted non-flowers before, but I only post pictures of flowers. I do hope you've enjoyed the deck. If you did, go and tap that like button, add a subscription to your mana pool, cast a comment in the comment section down below, pass the turn and the vid to some of your friends, and of course, until next time, all will be one.